And welcome back. Yesterday was Black Friday. We're going to call this Aloha Saturday for the Vans World Cup. A huge crowd on the beach. Finding a parking spot along Cam Highway is pretty tough. Round number 1, heat number 9. Yaden Nickel, Tom Whitaker, Gavin Gillette, Kevin Sullivan. We got 2 Aussies up against 2 Hawaiians.
So he moved out of Santa Barbara down to San Clemente.
Yaden.
I think he's doing the tours. That's good.
But either way, he's having fun.
I think he figured out another flat summer in Santa Barbara was enough.
Well, either way, he's got a lot of surfing friends down there as we take a look. And Yaden Nickel. And
that was a nice wave.
Yaden was runner-up to Slater at the U.S. Open a couple of years past. He
talk about a tough heat for him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, waiting.
When
you wait for waves and they don't come, it's a tough one to swallow. But he won the Vans Triple Crown rookie title back in 2008. So he's very comfortable in the powerful surf since coming from Western Australia. He's Yaden Nickel. Whitaker gets his head wet. And the waves are showing some more consistency here.
You love when you get that angle and you hear the wash just through your ears. You can just tell how loud it is in the lineup. It's not only the wind noise, but also the wave noise.
As we take a look at Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan's got a long wall ahead, and over near the bowl section, it's going to break, and he pulls up.
Another one of that talent pool out of Maui. Very, very solid competitor, especially here at Sunset Beach. You know, it's almost like you can kind of separate the 2 types of surfers. I mean, everyone's very well rounded as we watch this replay here of Yaden Nickel. This is a good wave. He drops in with the whitewash on his back, gets up into the lip, hacks it. Looks like he's riding a little bit shorter equipment than everybody else is. And there, attack the lip. That was critical surfing, and I think it should be rewarded. Hopefully the judges saw exactly what I saw, and good stuff. But I was going to say is that you get these kind of like, you know, you've got Pipeline, where it's just a shallow water, it's very steep takeoff, it's this intense, very short wave, and then you've got Sunset Beach, which is this big, huge playing field with a lot of water, and there's fears that kind of are instilled in surfers. One of the fears maybe is being drowning or being held down, and that's a scary type of wave, and Sunset Beach could be that type of wave, whereas Pipeline, you worry about your head getting smashed into the reef, right? So those 2 things are 2 different styles of surfing, and then you got Sunset and Pipeline. That's what makes the Vans Triple Crown.
Right now, let's check in with Todd Klein with the winner of that last heat.
Mark, congratulations on that heat win. The ocean really seemed to settle down in that heat. Low scores. What did you do to adjust with it being so inconsistent out there in that heat?
A peak, but once you go outside, you'll see that zone which you need to catch waves is so much broader that it is much easier, much more opportunity on the inside. And that's why you'll see surfers take off on those whitewater sections.
Kevin Gillette using the first priority for his very first wave. And to the inside here now, he's got a second section kind of doubling up. Here's the double up. Here's the inside bowl for the first time. We're really seeing it. What's he going to do? And he's going to save his life and then get to the flat section. Reef drops off into the channel. But we saw a double up there.
It did load up. You'll see sometimes that these swells that are coming from the longer period are going to overtake some of that northeast stuff that we'll see. So occasionally we'll see that kind of stuff happen, especially when the beginning of a swell, when it's building.
Sullivan
see it overtake other parts of the swell as we watch the Maui native here, Kevin Sullivan, on his number 2 wave.
And sure enough, that wave looked totally different than Gillette's wave. It's just back-to-back waves, totally 2 different looks.
Look at the score that came in for Yaden Nickel.
You said it was critical. Yes, he gets an 8.23.
Beautiful surfing there from Yaden. Now needs to back that up, takes that early lead. As we watch the whitewater takeoff here from Gavin Gillette. Bigger wave, saw that it was going to be cleaner. You can see there's still a little fluff left on from the earlier wave. You see that crease there. That's where it kind of overtakes it. He sees it and he goes down low road, waits for it, and then it just, all that energy culminates right there on the inside bowl. It gets that hack off the top, and he'll kick out in the channel. That's going to be a good wave there for Gavin Gillette. And then behind him, Kevin Sullivan. You talk about it, totally different. The angle of the swell changed a bit. So this wave a little bit flatter. It didn't have that double up section that he was able to get on the inside that Gavin had. It kind of does it right here, but not quite as critical as we saw before. But good surfing there from Gavin. Or I'm sorry, Kevin. And that's going to be a score that's going to, probably stay in his top 2 here. We'll see. We still have 15 minutes, so a little bit more consistency in this one. We've seen 2 sets already, and the surfers being in position, so they're capitalizing.
all the other breaks along the coast here. We are exactly 1 mile away, 1 mile up the coast on Cam Highway from the Bonsai Pipeline, which will be the third and final stop of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing, the 45th annual Billabong Pipe Masters.
I need to
Download
listen
the
to the
app.
velvet voice of David Stanfield.
No, we're usually together if I'm even invited.
All right, well, Joe Turpel then.
Yeah. Everything in the WSL Surfing. You can watch things later. You can see the complete rankings, the event schedule, and play fantasy. Speaking of fantasy, coming up next, it is Ross Williams and Chris Cote. We're rotating every 3 heats, enjoying the day as the swell continues to fill in. A lot of west in it. And Pete, we've got this just beautiful peak that's just jumping up out there. But it is kind of a mirage. I'm not sure, can you chase that thing down?
Heck yeah, get the lumber. As Kleiny had said, get out there and get on your 8-foot surfboard. You go out there and find it. Of course, it is a little bit challenging if you're going to try and do it in 25 minutes. But, I mean, if we saw a normal surf session out here, there would be probably 30 or 40 people sitting on that outside peak with their nice 8-foot, 9-foot, 10-foot surfboards.
Are they in the rotation looking at the waves not as big and more the inside bowl?
Well, we'll see Aiden Nickel here as he picks up his second wave here, trying to back up his solid score of an 8.23, which he has done, and trying to keep that #1 spot. And again, we have seen challenging. I mean, we've only got 6 waves ridden.
Takes a lot of brunt now. We're going to go from green to yellow. Yellow is the indication that there means 5 minutes remaining. Yellow is Gavin Gillette looking at this in a beautiful wave. Really late critical hit. He could have made that, but boy, he gets hung up. Now, Pete, was that partly because of the wind?
Well, I think that he was charging. He was going for it. That was always going to be difficult to pull down, whether it be the wind or not. It is a powerful wave, and you're going to have to lift off of that lip and jump down 6 to 8 feet. Watch this as he goes up there. Yes, the wind does get underneath his board, and he knows it. But more or less, he was a bit off balance and goes down hard and earns a 1.07 for his efforts.
Whitaker looks like he's going to go. No. A lot of froth on that. Where's Gillette?
Oh, he just got clobbered too. Oh man, Sunset Beach. It is a challenging lineup.
There
No mercy.
is no way. Sunset Beach wins again this battle. And escaping with an 8.23 and a 2.10. It looks like Yaden Nickel.
Here's
Whitaker
Whitaker's
needed
wave.
this wave.